Episode Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Bro Flying.
T-Buggy, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What it do, man? It's the best sports show on the internet. Gas presents sports for the culture. I'm tonight's host, Young Rome 22, man. Shout out all the loyal listeners, followers out there. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button if you new. We got a ton of topics to get into, man. So I'm gonna let the fellas introduce themselves real quick, and I'm gonna give y'all the rundown. Let's start with my man to the bottom left.
It was a painful weekend, as one of your co-hosts told me. I got to watch my team lose in luxury. But I'm doing great. Oh, no. Damn. America, I hate teenage drivers. I just got hit by one yesterday. Fucking dirty ass kids, man. Dirty ass kids. I see them kids get to throw an egg at them. Dirty ass kids.
How you hit him or he hit you?
She fucking did the police maneuver on me, hit me from the back driver's side, and boop, had me spin around the middle of the highway. Luckily, no other cars were coming, that I was able to get the car back to where it needed to get back to my lane and just pull over to the side.
Ooh, that's scary, man. I'm glad everybody's okay.
Wow.
Bruh, and the top to put the cherry on top. No, I'm not even gonna say it online just in case I get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad everybody is safe in that situation, man. I've had a spin around type of situation, man. So I know that feeling in that moment is fight or flight type of thing. So I'm glad everybody made it out.
No, man, fuck them kids, man. Hit my baby.
Yeah, now I see where your animosity is coming from. So I'm gonna throw it to my man on the top right next.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer. Y'all know what time it is, man. Winner of the Gas Pick'em League. Also winner of the Gas Survivor League. And that's all I won this year, because I ain't win no fantasy football leagues this year.
Oh, hey, yo, did I end up not winning the shit bowl?
You didn't win the doo-doo bowl. No.
Yay! With no quarterback.
Yeah, I got no clue. But I'm a little salty, man, because I didn't win any fantasy football leagues this year. And this is the first time in 4 years that I haven't won any of the leagues I was in, man. Now, I do be in like 6 or 7 leagues. So it's not like I'm only in a couple leagues. But still, man, I'm hurt, bro. I'm wasting all this money. I can't win no bets on FanDuel. I can't win a fantasy football league. I had to give Scrub a dub. I had to give G a dub. Hey, you know what? Hold up. Actually, you know what?
2 dubs.
You still haven't given me my dub.
Yeah, I know. I didn't give you yours on purpose, man. I found another bet that we had that, you got to I had to recoup, bro. So I actually don't know you, G.
Wait, what bet?
Don't worry. I'll send you the evidence, man. In the dated,
What? America, y'all hear this shit?
Well, it was a dated screenshot. So, G, me and you, we actually good. But, yeah, 23. It's a year of money, but I haven't started off too strong.
Yeah, did the bookie just rob me online?
Hey, bro, you're not getting robbed, bro.
I just got robbed.
You might as well state the bet if you want, but
we had the first week, and y'all can run the tape if you want. Me and G had a bet for the Buccaneers Cowboy. I don't know why G was so high on the Cowboys coming into the season. I don't know if y'all remember that, but G must have been high on the Cowboys coming into the season, because me and him had a $20 bet that the Bucs would beat the Cowboys week 1, and the Bucs actually beat the Cowboys 19-3 week 1. And the funny thing about that is the Bucs now play the Cowboys in the first week of the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not true.
It's very ironic. Yeah. But G,
so what was that? What was that? Week one? Week one?
You can go ahead and run the tape.
Yeah, that was week 1.
Yo, run the tape on that.
But listen, I write down all the bets that I make, so I'm not running no goddamn tapes, my boys. So you have going back to the tapes. But I
just got robbed. What?
Oh, you nothing.
That nigga just robbed me on live. Hey, yo,
Uh,
I know where you live at, cuz. I see you soon.
pull
I
up
see
on
you
me.
This
soon. I
Pull
see
up
you
on me.
very soon.
this definitely been
I'm
the
gonna
longest
find you.
intro in the history of the show. So let me toss it to my man on the top left. Last but not least.
Yes, sir. Certainly not least. You feel me? Block is hot though, man. Y'all be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Uh, in all aspects. Um, but yeah, NFC East champions, man. Scarf Line, good ass sports. Me and my Eagles, took on an NFC East champ. So after all y'all said that we wouldn't. So I just want to say, remember when we all said that my quarterback was a running back? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Because I got tape of that too. But let's go ahead and start the show.
Yeah, man, let's start the show because we can actually talk about your quarterback here a little bit later on when we get into that MVP race. We're obviously going to talk about the NFL playoffs as well, but let's start with the college championship though, man, and the big blowout. I know a lot of y'all in the group chat said that there might be a little upset alert with this Georgia TCU game, but that was not the case. As Georgia blew them boys out the water, 65-7. So let's get some quick thoughts on that, man, and some maybe some hot takes. G, I'm gonna start with you, man. What do you think about that college championship?
Well, I actually thought TCU broke that algorithm that Bryce was talking about not so long ago. The TCU actually broke the algorithm, not Jackson State. These guys did with the kind of recruits they had on that team to make it to that far. But then they got an ass whooping, the kind of ass whooping my mother used to give me when I used to get in trouble. That's what we saw on live TV. We saw an abuse. A whole child services went to Georgia real quick and had a conversation with them. The shit that we saw. But besides that, man, you could actually say, man, Georgia is going to be between Georgia and Alabama from here on out.
It's looking that way. It's looking that way. Scruff, what were your thoughts on the game last night?
I mean, I could just pretty much rise this up into the idiom of the cream always rises to the top. I think that's what we saw last night. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, underdogs, and then we're talking about bulldogs. And, some things just, the resources just ain't equipped. We're not talking about the same thing, all right? We're talking about filet mignon versus hamburger helper. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not talking about the same thing here. So, I was foolish to buy into the rhetoric that TCU had a chance against Georgia. And, we just seen Stetson Bennett look really good, I suppose. But also don't think he's that good either. More on that later, I suppose. But Georgia's defense is really good. I'll say that. And the offensive line's pretty good. And the system's pretty good. And they're big. They had 5 guys on the offensive line that were bigger than every person on that defense. So good luck winning that game. So that's pretty much sums it up, bro. It's just a matter of resources. Like the big dogs beat up on the little dogs. Big surprise.
Yeah, TCU definitely was out of their league here, it appeared. Bryce, I know you're heavy into the college game, especially this time of year. So what were your thoughts on the game, man? And a second part for you, were there any standout players in this game that you think we might be seeing in this upcoming draft?
Yeah, the whole Georgia defense. You could just put a star next to everybody's name. Bro, it was that game was crazy, man. I mean, Georgia controlled it from the opening. I don't know what TCU was thinking game plan wise. I mean, they running that damn 3 down lineman on defense, bro. That was that. Is that a 3-3-5? I guess they run like a 3-3-5. But that shit was not working. That shit was getting gashed, bro. And at some point, you gotta kind of like deviate from what you're doing. I mean, they were running those same kind of zone concepts, where the seams were just wide open the whole game, bro. It seemed like every time Stetson Bennett threw to a seam, it was going for a big play, whether it was to a tight end or it's to a McConkey, or it felt like the seams were just there. Very few adjustments by TCU. And as tough as they played just a week ago, I did expect more from them. Now, I didn't expect them to like really compete. I didn't expect them to win the game, but I definitely expect them to put up put up more of a fight than 7 points because they put up that against big time teams all season. And there's been teams that have put up big time points against Georgia this year too, bro. So that part was strange to me, man. I don't know what happened from then to now with TCU that made them just completely, completely lay an egg, man. It was shocking that they came out that flat, to be honest. And it seemed like Max Duggan wasn't ready for the moment.
Man, Brooke said Van Wilder was out there at quarterback. Been in school so long. Look, there's not really too much to say about that game. I mean, TCU was lucky to make it to the dance, and then they got there and they had 2 left feet essentially. So,
but they did it though. I mean, were they lucky to make it? Like, I mean, I thought they earned it personally, and then in the first game, like they looked prime. They looked like a team that belonged in the chip to me.
I mean, they weren't lucky to make it, but they were essentially they were like looked at as being like, all right, y'all are that team that are basically playing lower level competition. So they were like kind of had a little bit of a shade against them the whole process, and ultimately that's what came out in the wash. Like,
but bro, they did that. They came out and beat Michigan, bro. Like, and they didn't beat and they beat Michigan. And they beat a Michigan team that's fresh off beating Ohio State, and Ohio State just went toe to toe with who? With Georgia, bro. So it doesn't really make any sense that TCU.
No, it makes a lot of sense actually.
No, it doesn't make any sense that TCU gets to the chip and lays a 7 and scores 7 points in the championship, bro. That doesn't make any sense.
So like,
because they were riding high all season.
You ever play the game rock paper scissors shoot, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like the Big Ten, all right, Michigan, TCU, okay. Because we've seen the Big Tens get frauded out in these national championship games. Year in, year out.
Only Michigan. Ohio State tends to give a pretty decent competition.
Man, I've seen Ohio State get blown out so many times in this very same game. Yeah. You must be forgetting. Against
Ohio State
SEC.
won the national championship though.
They have one, but when they go against SEC teams, they tend to lose a lot of those games.
Wait, didn't they beat Alabama?
Yeah.
Once.
Okay.
How many times did they lose? They've lost plenty in national championship games. Ohio State.
In the last 7 years, I believe Ohio State only been to 1, and they won 1. I don't think they lost any time. Last year was Michigan in the Georgia trash Michigan. The year before that, wasn't it Clemson? I mean, no, the year before the Michigan.
Making this Big Ten argument like Ohio State didn't just play TCU. I mean, didn't just play Georgia tough, bro. Like Ohio State played Georgia so tough that if Marvin Harrison never gets hurt, I think Ohio State wins that game, bro.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State would have won that game if Marvin Harrison never goes down. So how does that same team, that, you know what I'm saying, like, the same team that plays Michigan tough and Michigan can play Ohio State tough, now it's like TCU just can't do nothing in the championship. That doesn't make much sense.
That's why I said rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Because the rock could be the scissors, but the paper could beat the rock. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different, but it's a little bit the same. You can't just say it equals out to that, because at the end of the day,
bro,
you're talking cream
we're
like
not talking about beating them though. Like, we're talking about 65-7, bro. Like, it's not like, bro, we're talking about like
exactly.
Like, there's
that's
one
what
thing to be like they beat them.
Ohio State has a higher pedigree of football talent than TCU.
65-7 tells me that you don't belong. You didn't belong in that game.
How did you belong the week before though?
That's Michigan.
So how did you belong the week before though?
Because they were going against the Big Ten school, right?
But I'm saying
they can hang against the Big Ten.
They didn't just go out there and just like, they lost by 30 or something. They just lost by 62 points, bro.
Yeah, but this is the
like
SEC.
Y'all acting like they just like, they just beat them. No, bro, that's not just over.
No, they got
something
smoked.
else happened with that, bro. Like, it's something else going on with that, bro. I don't know.
You know what I think it is? I think Georgia felt the wrath that the Nationals, that everybody said to them, like, well, how you let Ohio State come back? Well, take you guys to the brink. And then they saw TCU, and they're like, well, we can't let these guys beat us. And I didn't think they slept on the competition. They respected the competition. Let's give credit to Georgia, where they didn't sleep like how Michigan players slept on these guys. Michigan thought this was going to be a breeze. He thought that, okay, we could be down in the fourth quarter and come back, which wasn't the case. They tried to come back in the fourth quarter, and they got smoked still. This is a Georgia team that didn't take this competition lightly. They took them seriously and showed them you're playing with the big boys, and let's show you guys a game.
Nah, bro, but like, yo, some of it is also game plan, bro. Like, you got a first. Okay, TCU has a receiver going in the first round. Top 10
Only
pick.
one.
Yeah, they have a top 10 pick a receiver, bro. They just watched how Marvin Harrison ate these boys up, bro. Marvin Harrison eating in this. And why aren't you using your receiver?
Yeah, but Marvin Harrison has a quarterback is projected top 10 quarterback.
Bro, what was Max Duggan going into this whole thing? Now Max Duggan ain't projected to be nothing, but just a few weeks ago they was loving this man, bro.
Yeah, but they wasn't loving him much for a top 10 pick, though.
Bro, they was loving this man a few weeks ago, bro. And
there's a lot of quarterbacks that they was hyping up in this class that I'm not too particularly high on, but you know.
But the point is, they were just hyping this man up a few weeks ago. But TCU didn't target. Where was this guy, bro? How many targets did this guy have, bro? I didn't hear his name called. Like, what's going on? Like, what the game plan seemed a little off for TCU, bro. It seemed like, I don't know, they missed the mark, man.
Thank you, Brooks. On it again. TCU feels very fluke, man. They did everything that everybody just eloquated, right? And then they got to the championship game and got the pants beat off them, bro. They did not belong. They didn't belong. Everything that they did before, that was them riding high, and then when the gas ran out, bro. Like they weren't supposed to be there, and that's what that national championship showed me personally.
I don't think they're not supposed to be there, bro. Because I think if you had this is the problem with the national championship and it being 4 games, bro. Because you can't say they're not supposed to be there, but at the same time, if it was 8 teams or 12 teams, maybe neither of those squads end up being there because of the anomalies that can happen in the tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And let me put it to you like this before we move on, Bryce. You even said it last year in the NFL. The 2 teams that played in last year's Super Bowl were not the best 2 teams in the league. So again, TCU, they won when they needed to win, and then when they got to the championship and they needed to win, they could only put up 7 points because whatever magic they had ran out.
Facts. And it's hard to tell the 2 best teams with only starting with 4 teams. We're gonna decide who gets it this year. Come on, it's time to expand the college football playoff, despite what Nick Saban thinks.
It's 2 years. 2 years from now.
I know, but they should have been done it, man. But shout out to Georgia. Shout out to Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett is the most decorated quarterback. Really, I should say player, but I'll stick with quarterback in the college football playoff era, bro. And I don't feel any different. I think Stetson Bennett is a dog. I said it last year. I'm saying it this year. Stetson Bennett is gonna be nice in the league, bro. People probably think I'm crazy for this, but don't be surprised if Bill Belichick takes him as Mr. Irrelevant or something, or Kyle Shanahan grabs him and you end up hearing the name down the line, bro. I like Stetson Bennett. I like the moxie he plays with.
All right, we're going to run this tape for you, Mr. NFL talent evaluator.
All right, man. All right. On from the college game and on to the pro game. Let's go ahead. The regular season is officially over. And before we dive into our playoff predictions, let's hand out these NFL regular season awards real quick, man. So I know everybody didn't do too much homework on it, but, we've been watching the season closely all year, man. Y'all been watching every week. So y'all should be on it. Y'all should know who's who and what
class, man.
And what's what. There you go. We do our homework in class. So
sports for the culture.
Already ahead of the game. So I'm excited for this topic. So I'm gonna toss it up to Scruff first because you look like you're ready, and then we'll get into it. Let's start with the NFL MVP, man. Who you got?
I'm ready for it because I don't need to look at no stats for me to tell me who the MVP is. Because all I need is this right here. These 2 eyes right here. And they work pretty good. I watched 17 out of 18 NFL red zones this year. Seen a lot of football. Seen a lot of great quarterback play. Some of it right here with my own home team. At one point, Jalen Hurts was in this MVP conversation. More so for story. In reality, I said a few weeks ago that Patrick Mahomes gets this premium treatment, that he's too good. He makes amazing things look normal. So it's like we're normalized by it. I think it's time we take spectacle for the greatness that it is. This man just lost one of the best receivers in the league, and he had his best season of his career. He broke records that were previously held by Drew Brees, and looks pretty much unstoppable. Now you really don't know where he's going with the ball. He's the MVP of the league. Any other answer is the wrong answer. So Patrick Mahomes is my MVP.
It's a very mature answer, Scruff. I'm proud of you. See, if we were talking basketball, you would have tied this into the Sixers and told me Joel Embiid was MVP because of XYZ. But I like to hear that when it comes to football, man, you're actually being objective. So that's good to hear. G, man, who you got as your MVP? And I hope it's not Saquon. Please take from Scruff and don't be a homer.
All right, I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott for MVP because clearly I'm joking. No, I'm gonna stay in the same page with Nick. I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes, man. The guy's been consistent. Just when you thought he lost the weapon, you thought he had a chink in his armor. Nah, my man still showed out and balled out. This is Patrick Mahomes' league, man. Until then, man, every year is gonna be MVP as long as he keeps it up. I think from here on out, he's gonna be throwing for 5,000 yards every year. And the fact is, an extra game, he's gonna be throwing them he's gonna be having them kind of years. So I think from here on out, it is Patrick Mahomes' MVP trophy.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Bryce, who you got?
Like it's a clean sweep, man. Pat Mahomes, for everything G just said, lost the biggest weapon. Still getting it done. You can't argue with results, man.
Yeah, it is definitely a clean sweep. I also would give my MVP vote to Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, there's not too much to say. I mean, the guy has over 5,000 passing yards. I think he's the number one by like 500 yards. So number two is not even really close. He's got the most touchdowns in the league. I think even if you add up Jalen Hurts, who would be the next closest person in MVP, in my opinion, I think once you add up both their total touchdowns, Pat still has the lead because Pat actually added 4 rushing touchdowns and about 300 yards on the ground this year. So, I mean, there's literally nothing that he doesn't do. And yeah, he's MVP, and it would be criminal if they give it to anyone else. So let's keep it pushing with the awards, and let's go to Offensive Player of the Year. This one will be a little bit more interesting. We know MVP is more of a quarterback award, so once that's out the way, it kind of opens the gates for a lot of these talented offensive players. So I want to hear who you guys say on this one. I'm gonna start with Bryce on this.
All right, cool, man. Offensive Player of the Year, I got Tyreek Hill. It came down to a couple people, but end of the day, to me, Tyreek Hill changed the whole landscape of the Dolphins, man. Upwards of 1,700 yards receiving, bro. Like that's crazy, man. From Tyreek Hill. I just wasn't expecting that big of a season coming from Patrick Mahomes and going to Tua Tagovailoa, and then you add in the fact that Tua was hurt for a good amount of the season, and Tyreek was forced to play with a couple randoms, bro. I mean, Skylar Thompson wasn't looking too pretty out there, bro. Teddy Bridge held the fort down to a certain degree. He did what he could, but it's not like he always had the best quarterback play. And even early on with Tua, it took a little minute to get rolling. So for those reasons, I think Tyreek Hill is the most valuable receiver in the game right now, and I think receiver is the second most important position on offense currently after quarterback. And I don't see nobody doing it at a higher level than Tyreek Hill. I think he proved it this season.
Tyreek Hill, man, that's an interesting choice. I like it though. I like it. G, who you got for Offensive Player of the Year?
I'm gonna stay in the receiver class and go with Justin Jefferson, man. He was only a couple yards from breaking Megatron's yards this year. I think he missed it by like 75 yards, something like that. He wasn't that much off. I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. I like Miami. I like your pick, Bryce, because I did have Miami. I still got Miami winning the Super Bowl. As long as Tua comes back for these playoff games. But yeah, man, Justin Jefferson, man, the man's been straight beast mode, except for the last game against Green Bay, where I think they only held him for like one catch and 7 yards.
Yeah, Jair did strap him up.
Held him down. But
But
besides
even with that one game being strapped up, he still came real close to the record. So
Hey, let's not forget that was with a random quarterback, man. Like wasn't that with who was that quarterback?
who?
When Jair, you said Jair held him to 7 yards.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Wow.
yeah, the Packers shut them down that day. But
Wow.
Scruff, who you got? Offensive Player of the Year.
All right, so man, I went with Patrick Mahomes for my MVP, because cream rises to the top. We're gonna go with that. But what I did see was, when you don't got certain pieces in play, foundations fall and they fall. So there are key foundational pieces to an offense. I don't think there's more of a foundational piece to an offense than Jalen Hurts. So that's my offensive player of the year. It goes to Jalen Hurts because when Jalen Hurts was removed from the Philadelphia offense was no longer the Philadelphia offense. It's some other shit. They got some other different quarterback because Jalen Hurts isn't just a quarterback. He's an outstanding football player. Jalen Hurts, the man who beginning of the season, Bryce said that Davis Mills was going to have more passing touchdowns than Jalen Hurts.
He was close. He was close, bro. He was close. Let's not act like it was hold up, bro. It wasn't that far off. And
hey, he had a bunch.
He didn't have as many starts as Jalen Hurts either. I don't think. But
they both played in 15 games, so 22 touchdowns passing.
Missed a couple starts though. He was splitting time with Driscoll, bro. My man was playing half game. Still almost caught you, man.
Hey, whatever. 22 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts, only 6 interceptions. Much improved on the passing. They said his completion percentage was low. He bounced back with a 66% completion percentage. On that top of the fact that he had 13 touchdowns on the ground, 760 rushing yards. This man was a threat. This man was the offense. He was an offense. He single-handedly outperformed some offenses on a weekly basis. My offensive player of the year.
I don't know about single-handedly. I mean, AJ Brown was pretty good too this year, but I feel it. I feel it. It's not a terrible pick. Me personally, I would go with Justin Jefferson. Similar to G, I think if you removed him from the Vikings don't make any of those comebacks. I think Justin Jefferson had possibly the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life earlier this season. So yeah, offensive player of the year. I think not only I would give it to Justin Jefferson, but I think that's where the league will go as well. So let's keep it pushing because we got another award to get to, and it's defensive player of the year. I'm gonna go first for this one because I think it's pretty simple. 18.5 sacks, teams in the playoffs, number 1 defense in the league. I'm going Nick Bosa. I'm interested to hear what the rest of y'all say. I know if T was here, I would love to hear where he would go, but I'm going with Nick Bosa. So I'm gonna throw this one to Scruff first.
All right. I'm gonna go. T not here, but he in here in his spirit because I'm going Matthew Judon, right? Who T said was in the MVP race a couple weeks back.
I remember that. He said that man was about to take it from Pat Mahomes.
Nah, but all seriousness though, Matthew Judon, outside from not liking mac and cheese, bro, this man is definitely having a great season, bro. 15.5 sacks for the New England Patriots. The Belichick-led defense. If Belichick was, reincarnated on the field, he might be Matthew Judon. It's basically like it's like NFL player when you put that brain behind the helmet. That's what I'm seeing out there. So he's enforcing things, hella tackles as well as the 15.5 sacks. I'm gonna give it to him because to me the Patriots defense is the only reason they were even involved in any of these games this season. So
No,
I gotta give it to them.
That's a solid pick. Matthew Judon is very much the reason why the Patriots win a lot of games. So G, defensive player of the year.
Oh, you stole my thunder. Nick Bosa was gonna be my pick. Just look at that defense. Look how he came from the starting slow in the beginning of the season to like how he finished. Because that one is gonna be Michael Parsons. That's how I thought was gonna win it, at least in my opinion. And then he had a great start and just a lackluster finish.
Me
That's
personally,
what they say.
I feel like Parsons gets the hype that Nick Bosa lives up to. I don't think Micah really lives up to all that hype. I think Bosa play in and play out is affecting plays even if he's not getting a sack. Best player on the best defense. That's why I'm giving it to him. But Bryce, who you got for defensive player of the year?
I'm with you, Ron. I think Bosa is the best player on the best defense right now. He's impossible to stop. You almost have to double him where he's going to wreck a game. It's a very to be getting a sack a game is very, very impressive, man. And don't like Bosa stopping anytime soon. I think this guy could go down as one of the best pass rushers of all time when it's all said and done, man.
Good folks.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, man. I think he'll go down as one of the best of all time. JJ Watt just recently retired. His last game was this past Sunday. I think Nick Bosa is on a pace to be better than JJ was, in my opinion. So yeah, I think I would give him defensive player of the year. So let's keep it pushing to the next award. I think we're going with rookie of the year. This one will get very interesting. I'm actually
might as well just name offense and defense at once.
Yeah. Offense and defense at once for sure. But I'm not gonna go first on this one. I'm gonna toss this one to Bryce.
All right. Yeah, this was actually the toughest one to decide on. I think there's a few candidates that you had to consider for this, and they all had like a different angle. They all had like a different claim to the throne, if you will. I went with Kenneth Walker though. I think Kenneth Walker was the most productive rookie this season. Also, you got to remember that Kenneth Walker came into this season injured and banged up and didn't start the season, right? They actually came into the season with Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny was supposed to have another huge year closing out, after the way he closed out last season. And Kenneth Walker won the war of attrition there, and he ran with that job. Gave them a 1,000-yard rushing season along with 9 touchdowns. Added about another 200 yards through the passing game, and he looks like he's going to be a legit running back for years to come. I mean, he almost won the Heisman Trophy in college, so it was surprised that he went as low as he did in the NFL draft. But he looks legit, man. And I think it was hard. It was close though. It was close, bro, because both Garrett Wilson and Olave both deserve consideration, in my opinion, and you can't go wrong with either of those three guys. But I just thought that Kenneth Walker put together the best performance over the whole season, with all things considered.
Mm-hmm. Defense?
Oh, defense too. Yeah. So defense is another tough one, bro. And it came down to 2 guys for me. 2 cornerbacks. Came down to Tariq Woolen, and it came down to my man Sauce. But end of the day, it had to go to Sauce, bro. You telling me this guy only allowed 33 receptions on the season? Like, imagine you're a receiver on your team, that's a starter, finishing the season with 33 receptions. That's a failed season for that receiver. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, Sauce only allowed 1 touchdown, bro, in a season. So imagine you're starting receiver on your favorite team in the season with 33 receptions and 1 touchdown. You're going to want that guy fired and cut. So shout out to Sauce, man, because he pretty much shut out everyone he played. So he about to be generational. Sauce looking generational out here, bro.
Nah, yeah, I got a lot to say about Sauce, man. He came in and looked like a day one starter from the jump, and he's a great character guy. But G, I'm gonna throw it to you next, man. Those were great picks. But who do you got for offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year?
I'm gonna stick with Bryce's offensive rookie of the year, Kenneth Walker. Talk about Pete Carroll. When Pete Carroll picks you as a running back, just know that you're the truth. Because Pete Carroll knows how to select running backs. He has yet to fail. And then for my defense, I'm gonna go with Hitchison. Am I saying it right? The
Hutchinson?
DN for Hutchinson. I'm gonna go with the DN from the Lions. He had 9.5 sacks this year for a rookie. Not bad. Almost hit the double digits. He played crazy against Aaron Rodgers. I think he ended that game with 1.5 sacks.
I think he went dummy on the Commanders too, if I remember that correctly.
Thanks for reminding me.
Nah, he did.
See, I'm being nice here, man. I'm trying to be nice here. But yeah, man, those are my two guys of this year. I believe the Lions they just need another DN to partner that man not win. I think the Lions defensive line is going to be something to be reckoned with.
Nah, that's a great pick, man. Hutchinson definitely had a crazy year.
And he went second, right?
Yeah, he went second overall.
Yeah,
and the Lions made a strong push. So I think he should definitely be in consideration as well. Scruff, who do you have as your offensive rookie and defensive rookie of 2022?
Yeah, man. Offensive rookie, I'm going with Kenneth Walker as well. I told y'all that I don't know if it was on air. I think it was in the group chat that he was the next coming of beast mode in that offense. Pete Carroll picked a good one. That boy is a dog. I drafted him in the fantasy gas league, so you already know what time it was. I had the memo. It was sent to me. Next, Sauce Gardner, defensive rookie of the year, based off impact alone. Like I said, I don't need to look at any stats. I watched enough games this season. This guy destroys the other offense. He's single-handedly disrupting the entire flow of your offense. Some people come along and are starters day one. You consider that a good draft pick. Some people come along and they're culture changers. Sauce Gardner is one of those players. So definitely defensive rookie of the year by far. He's actually in the conversation for defensive player of the year on impact alone.
It was a big statement.
It's
a big statement, and I
really suck.
And I don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with it.
Really.
I don't disagree with any parts of that statement. My offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year is very similar to everyone else. Kenneth Walker, clean sweep from gas. Where I know we're about to pick the games here in a second, but if the Seahawks have any chance of winning this weekend, it's going to be because of Kenneth Walker. I think he only had like 14 touches last time they played the 49ers. That will change. Just like we know he's good, they know he's good. They're gonna feed that man the ball in the playoffs, and rightfully so because he's gonna be offensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year, I was a little torn on this one. Again, Seattle's got that corner that's nice. We got an article up on him on the Gas website. Everybody should check out. And man, Hutchinson was probably my second one because I do remember that game against the Commanders and just thinking, damn, like they picked him number 2 overall. We picked Chase number 2 overall. The impact that they're getting is the impact I need to see from my guy as well. But ultimately, man, Sauce Gardner came in as a rookie and looked like he's already ready for the damn Hall of Fame. You don't get corners that come into the NFL and shut people down. You don't get corners that develop in the NFL and shut people down. Like the best corner of your team doesn't shut people down the way Sauce Gardner shut people down in year one. That's crazy. Dude doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, takes great care of his body, incredible role model for the kids, doing a bunch of commercials with Buffalo Wild Wings and pouring sauce everywhere, you know. So it's great. He even said himself he's the swag that New York needed. And he's definitely the swag that the Jets needed because like Scruff said, the Jets are really, really, really bad. So I mean, yeah, he's gonna get defensive rookie of the year, and he should probably be in consideration for defensive player of the year as well, because it's not easy shutting it down on that corner the way he did, man. 1 touchdown in the season. I'm telling you, your favorite corners don't have any seasons with 1 touchdown allowed in a season. So we got to give Sauce Gardner his flowers.
Hey man, nobody gasses him up like you, Rome. I swear to God, bro. Because like, yeah.
Hey, that's the dude, man. That's the dude. I'm telling you.
Nah, bro. Like, yo, the dude had a great season, bro. But he's not in the Hall of Fame. Let's hold our horses.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, your favorite corners don't have seasons like Sauce Gardner just had as a rookie. I'm telling you.
Let's slow it down before we send him to Canton, all right?
I will say, though, your man is looking generational, bro. Your man is looking – wait, damn, you know how good Sauce Gardner was is I can't remember who that other corner was that was coming out with him. It was Sauce and somebody else. They were 1 and 2 at corner.
Stingley.
Yeah, Stingley. And the Texans probably wishing they took Sauce right now. Let's just say that.
Didn't Stingley go first?
Yeah, that's what I said. The Texans wishing they took Sauce right now. Don't get me wrong. Stingley looks like he's going to be a good player for years to come.
Low key, the safety looks better than Stingley, but
Sauce looking like he should have maybe went top
3.
Yeah, like top 1, 2 pick. Right, exactly.
Well, you got to give credit to the coaching side too, because he went to a defensive headed coach.
Give him that.
That also has
yeah.
Just defense. They're scheming that boy up. That's true.
Yeah.
And Houston obviously has a terrible coaching staff.
No, terrible organization.
Hey, let's go ahead and segue into that right now. Actually, Scruff, you're on the money with that one. Let's jump into this Houston Texans, man. They let go of Lovie Smith after 1 season. I believe they were 3-13-1 or something like that. And this comes off the heels of letting go of their other coach, who was also a man of color after 1 season. So my question is, who would even want to come coach in Houston at all after you're going to be one and done? You're going to be done after the first season. So I mean,
anyone that's not black.
I said everybody should take that kind of job. You're talking about a job that guarantees you money and you get fired after year 1. Don't even worry about a severance package. You get all of it. What Lovie Smith? Lovie Smith just left with $22 million for 1 year.
Yeah, it's good if you need the money, but what if you've already come off? What if you're already come off coaching? What if you're looking to build your coaching legacy? Who's really looking at Houston as a viable job? So my question to you fellas, I guess, is where do the Texans go from here?
Simple. They go down to where we always knew that we're going to be at the bottom of the All NFL. This team was only legit when they had Deshaun Watson. Look at how that turned.
Bro, you know who the Texans about to get. Stop playing, bro.
Here's the problem, though.
The Texans about to get Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury's a coach at Texas Tech. They about to let him draft whatever quarterback he wants, and he's about to do a whole rinse and repeat like he just did with Kyler. He's going to get his second chance, while a good man like Lovie Smith gets passed up by the wayside, even though he had that team ready to play, man.
Wait, what?
I'm predicting Cliff Kingsbury to the Texans.
That makes sense.
Cliff Kingsbury to the Texans, man. Y'all know y'all.
I don't think they'll do that because that means Texans have to give up a pick. Isn't that the whole scenario why Sean Payton right now? That's why they're still acting the Saints.
Nah, Sean Payton retired. Cliff Kingsbury got fired.
But coaches, organizations still got to ask permission. Something about his contract clause after retirement, he has to wait it out. Because they're talking about the Saints asking for draft picks. They gotta ask for permission for Payton. They have to ask permission because he's still under contract with the Saints. For Kingsbury, he's a free agent.
He got fired.
Yeah, I'm talking about Kingsbury. I think he's going to the Texans, yo.
Yeah, Kingsbury to the Texans.
I think once they saw, because remember, man, I'm sure you guys kept up with these reports. There's a report that Lovie Smith had a secret conversation with ownership heading into the last game. And whatever they told him going into that last game, bro, they either told him, look, win this game and you will consider you, or they told him, look, bro, you're done. You know what I mean? Lose this game. You're getting fired either way. And he said he gave them a middle finger by going out and winning the game. I don't know. But in some way, man, he was giving, they did him.
Nah, I think they told him.
That conversation made no sense.
I think they told him to lose the game because if they would have lost that game, they would have been locked in at the number 1 pick. I think he went out and won that game because he probably knew he was going to get fired either way. But I think he went out and won that game and made sure they didn't get the number 1 pick because you don't coach to lose, just like you don't play to lose.
Hey, here's my thing.
You also don't coach to get fired. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know you're about to fire me, if I'm going into work on the day and one of my boys says, "Hey, bro, just heads up, you getting fired tomorrow." How you think I'm about to act when I come in? I ain't gonna give a damn, bro. Why would I give a damn? You know what I'm saying? Actually, me and Scruff have been in that exact scenario where we knew Scruff was getting fired before I was getting fired, but we knew both of our time was limited. And in those days, bro, your man Scruff ain't give a damn about that job. Your man Scruff lived in the break room, bro. But he knew he was getting fired, man. And I couldn't blame him. I was doing the same thing. And sure enough, we all got fired, bro. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know where the Texans are going to go from here. I don't know. They might go after Kingsbury, but the Texans are kind of a trash organization. So, I guess they could only go up from where they're at.
I'm just saying, can they hire me? Can they hire me? They're giving out $20 million checks per 1 year. 16
well,
weeks.
Another organization, G, that's giving out checks and then letting people go and still paying them is over there in Arizona, the Cardinals, because they just cut your boy Kingsbury, who we just mentioned, after signing him to an extension. So, who does that? Apparently, the Arizona Cardinals. So, what do you guys think the Cardinals are going to do? Because they got a whole mess right now with Kyler Murray being out possibly till Thanksgiving. You're bringing in a new coach. What's really... Yeah, man, he tore that ACL up late in that season. He'll be lucky to come back by camp if any of that's gonna happen. Like he's looking at missing some games next year. So I mean, what head coach wants to come into this job?
I don't know. I really don't know. What are they gonna do though? They're gonna do whatever Kyler Murray tells them they're gonna do. That's the answer to that question. That's clearly what's going to happen. They don't have anything without him. They're done. I feel bad for Zach Ertz. He's going to be sitting around for the whole season until he gets back. But yeah, I mean, they're going to do whatever Kyler Murray tells them to do. Obviously, the funny thing is about the situation. I'll answer both questions in one spot, actually. Funny thing about the situation was hiring Kingsbury was a bit Bush League in a sense, but that's why it would be the perfect move for the Texans to hire him because they are totally in the Bush League. So that's perfect for them. But Cardinals actually have a little bit of a aspiring chance to be better than that. So they're going to do whatever the quarterback says because they paid him all the money. He has the assets. He has the leverage. So it'll be Kyler Murray's pick of whoever it's going to be. So hopefully he goes for somebody that's empowering. Maybe he can go. Maybe Bieniemy could finally get a job. But we'll see.
I actually wouldn't be mad at Bieniemy pairing up with Kyler. I think that could work once Kyler's healthy.
He's more qualified than Kingsbury, but yeah,
that's also facts. Bryce, what do you think the Cardinals might do?
I don't know, man. If Scruff's theory holds true, we would really get a good look at who the problem was. If the problem was Kingsbury or Kyler, I think that's like the big question in Arizona. Like, who was the problem? You know what I mean? Like. I feel like in the offseason, a lot of people were kind of pointing Kyler with the whole contract thing. And then during this season, it started looking like Kingsbury because it was like same old shit from the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. But I really don't know, bro. I really don't know who to blame for this. Kingsbury is supposed to be this offensive genius, so maybe he'll get an offensive coordinator role now, and we'll see if he's that guy. Hopefully the Cardinals bring in how about Lovie Smith for the Cardinals? I like how that
Lovie Smith for the Cardinals ain't a bad one.
Nah, I know who they could get. They could go get Sean McVay.
Wait, is he fired though?
He's not fired. That might be another Sean Payton situation though.
Sounds like he's molding his options.
Yeah.
Sean McVay wants to come to an already made situation though. He wants to just be like
Kyler Murray's already made.
First of all, Kyler Murray's not already made, man. Kyler Murray's like, yo, that's another thing though.
Kyler Murray's better than anything he's ever had though.
Bruh, I like Kyler Murray.
Yes, he is.
Not, bro. Listen, bro, Kyler Murray's never had a great season, bro. In the NFL. He's had good seasons.
Yeah, he's never finished.
Yeah, he's had some good seasons, bro. But I mean, I'd say he's had kind of good seasons, not even good ones, bro. Like
every season that he was looking great, he came down to earth. Every season.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever hit 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
We talking about a quarterback that's never thrown for 4K, bro. And you're talking about a roster around him that's not really like primed for nothing big time. I don't believe.
Sound like they blowing it up. I heard Hopkins about to get traded. They trying to shop them.
Hopkins on the trade block.
Good luck.
Well, now
So,
that's
I
the
mean-
question: is where would he go? What team go get him?
Gotta be somebody with a big name quarterback.
Gotta be somebody that need a quarterback like a Justin Fields.
Green Bay Packers.
He's going.
If you're the Packers and you want to keep Aaron Rodgers around, you go get DeAndre Hopkins.
Exactly. Right. That's the type of team he's going to. He's going to a team with a ready-made QB, a team that just want to get
Or if you're the Vikings, you make that move because Justin Jefferson's by himself.
Yeah,
Thielen's about done. He's on his last leg.
That's
Osborne
might be it.
Osborne is all right too, though.
Could have had him in a trade earlier this season. I was sleeping on the kid.
Osborne looking all right, bro. He be going hard.
Thought he was a nobody. So Aaron Rodgers, you think he's gonna retire?
No, come on, man. That's the same question you've been asked the last 3 years. That boy's just pulling their chain.
He waiting for Brady to retire, bro. He just moving when Brady move.
He waiting on the shrooms to kick in.
Brady's the Bernie Madoff of the NFL, man. He makes the market move, man. That's what Brady does. Have you guys watched this Bernie Madoff thing on Netflix?
No.
Which
Bernie
one?
Bernie Madoff was a market mover. That's what they call some of these people in the stocks. They're these big sharks, man. They're market movers, and I feel like that's what Brady is. Once Brady retires, I guarantee you, Aaron Rodgers right after him, bro.
That makes sense, though. That makes a lot of sense.
Let's get into these wild card weekend.
Yeah, let's jump into this super wild card weekend, man. The first game of the weekend on Saturday is going to be Seattle versus 49ers, and then right after that, it is the Chargers and Jaguars. So, real quick, fellas, let's get these predictions in, man. Who do you guys got in that Seattle 49ers game?
I got 49ers, and I got them to win by 21.
Whoa.
49ers in a big blowout. It's actually not too far-fetched. Bryce, who you got?
That's far-fetched as hell, bro.
Not really.
I don't know.
It's a little bold.
Hey, I got the Seahawks in the upset. Geno Smith for the win.
Seahawks in an upset. Now that is bold. That's bolder than his 21 points, I believe. We're gonna get back to that real quick. Scruff, man, drop your prediction.
I'll start with an analogy. Picking the Seahawks to beat the 49ers is equivalent to TCU beating Georgia. It's not going to happen, bro. It's of the same essence, bro. It's of the same essence.
All right, give me the same odds that FanDuel was giving out then.
They are the same odds. They're plus 350.
I want them from you.
Huh?
I want them from you.
I'm not built like that. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the 49ers here. I don't know. The question is how much they're gonna win by. Are they gonna cover the spread? 9.5 points is the spread.
Hey, Hazard, be quiet. I'm trying to get some money out of these guys, man. Don't tell nobody these things, man.
Look, the 49ers defense is too legit. Stidham put up 30 on them because, Stidham's first game, no film on him, no tape on him.
Someone named by Devontae Adams to throw
don't
to.
Give me no film, no tape, bro. Don't give me the no film, no tape.
They've played the Seahawks twice this season. The last time they played them, the first 4 drives the Seahawks went out there, the Seahawks had like -2 yards total. So don't tell me that the Seahawks are going to make some sneaky little win. The only way that happens is if Brock Purdy completely crumbles. If you're telling me Brock Purdy goes out there, he looks like the last pick in the draft, then the Seahawks might have a chance handing it to Kenneth Walker. But I'm more leaning towards G's prediction because I don't really see how the Seahawks score on this 49ers defense, man. They got a crazy pass rush. That secondary is opportunistic. They get turnovers. So I got to go with the 49ers. You said the spread was 9.5. I'll take that. 49ers by 9.5 at least. 49ers probably like 24-14.
Yeah, I think I could see them busting, beating them pretty badly. Agreed. Next game.
Next game is the Colts and the Jags, man. And this one's in Jacksonville. What? Or not the Colts, the Chargers, my bad. Chargers and the Jags. And this one's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville just barely snuck in. They beat the Titans and Josh Dobbs last weekend or whatever on a great defensive play. Are you guys giving Jacksonville much of a chance to make a real playoff run?
Yes, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville to win because they have Doug Peterson compared to the Chargers head coach that does some stupid shit all the time. You even you even have Keenan Allen criticize his head coach mid-season, talking about, yo, why did you call a timeout here? Why did you do this play? If your own receivers questioning his head coach, I'm gonna go with Mr. Doug Peterson on this one. I'm gonna take the Jaguars too. What's the spread on that one, Nick? If it's 3.5, I'll take the 3.5.
Jaguars are +2.
I'll take the 2.
I'm not surprised that they're home dogs here. Scruff, who you got in that one?
Star was saying that what G said about the +2 and the points and stuff. I think if you would try and bet on this game, I would take the Jaguars plus 3.5. Because I think it'll be a close game. I don't know if the Jags are going to win though. I'm really having a hard time picking this game, to be completely honest with you. What I saw against the Jaguars last week was a bit disappointing, in my opinion, as far as the offense. I felt like the defense bailed them out last week. Titans were clearly an inferior team. So, okay, so you beat the Titans. Okay. Justin Herbert, I'm not going to go ahead and put him in the Hall of Fame or anything, but I think he's a pretty good quarterback. I think we were overhyping him, yes. But I do think that he's in the prime position to look better. I think this game's going to come down to Trevor Lawrence, and is Trevor Lawrence going to, wake up? And I don't know. I think the boy's still sleeping a little bit. He did pretty good in those performances, during the regular season, but this is a big balls drop performance. And if I'm predicting whose balls are going to drop, I'm going to go with Justin Herbert.
Pause.
The way you put that one. I mean, I see what you're saying, Scruff. I see what you're saying. It's an important game. It is an important game. I'll give you that one. Damn. All right.
Whole lot of pause.
Bryce, I think you're the only one left on that one.
How can I follow that, bro? Hey, here's what I'm saying, man. My man Scruff is on to something. I don't know where he went. He took a left turn somewhere along the way. But for a second there, he was on to something. And I think what he was getting at is that, this game is really going to come down to these two quarterbacks. And you got two young quarterbacks who, are looked at as two of the guys who are supposed to be ushering this new generation in. And I think this is I don't want to call it a turning point in their career, but I think this is one of those battles, man, that we're going to have to look back on. You feel me? This is one of them battles we got to look back on and be Lawrence beat Herbert. And I think it means more if Lawrence beats Herbert than if Herbert beats Lawrence.
It definitely does.
People were expecting Herbert to beat Lawrence.
It definitely does.
At first, I was like, I feel like that Jacksonville has a legit chance to win this game and should win this game. But my brain is telling me go with Herbert because he's a little better than Lawrence right now. But then I heard G kind of break it down, and G be swaying my opinion sometimes. I don't know why, but now I feel like Jacksonville gonna win, bro, because I think Lawrence will outperform Herbert. And I think G hit the nail on the head with Doug Peterson, bro. Doug Peterson been here before, bro. He don't want to chip with Nick Foles, bro. He gonna be able to design some shit. He's gonna really game plan around what he's got, and he's gonna really game plan that shit. You might see a Philly special or something what time he's on, bro. When it gets to these moments, you know what I'm saying? And like G said, I don't know about this other guy. This other guy looking like he looking a little too nerdy out there. He a little too. He don't know what's really going on, man. He be fumbling with the timeout sometimes. I don't know about this guy. I don't trust him.
It's fair.
Nah, so I agree to an extent. G made an excellent point with the head coaches. I think the Chargers match up with the Jaguars, and I would give them the slight edge in almost every position except head coach, which is a super important position, obviously. With all that said, though, I'm still going to go with the Chargers to win this game. I just feel like Trevor Lawrence is still having some real bad misses. I feel like when you miss like that against a team like the Chargers with Derwin James, the corners they got, I think Khalil Mack is still out there rushing the passer. So like you can't make these mistakes against the defense with that talented of players and with an offense with that many weapons because they're going to take advantage of your mistakes and put up a lot of points and put you behind the 8 ball. So I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one, although I think Jacksonville might make it close. So what's the next game? I think we get to the Sunday games, and the first game I believe is either the Giants and the Vikings or the Bills. It's the Bills Dolphins first, actually. So who you guys got in that first game? Dolphins Bills. It's looking like Tua is a big question mark. If Tua doesn't go, are we giving the Dolphins any shot?
Yeah,
Okay,
they say they call them Bills Mafia, right? Well,
Yeah.
Dolphins about to get jumped into the Mafia because there's no chance it's gonna be disaster for them.
Yeah, it could be. I think without Tua, I think it's gonna be real ugly. With Tua, I think it'll be minimally ugly.
What's the spread?
Yeah, we are disrespectful. I don't think it'll be ugly with Tua. I think they might win with Tua, but without Tua, bro, they have no shot. Come on, bro. Y'all seen Thompson. Stop.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ride my Super Bowl prediction, and I got as long as Tua plays, I'm gonna go with Miami to cover that and to win the game. So fuck you, Bill bastards.
Look, man, I would love to see the Dolphins make some noise, but I just think with the Damar Hamlin thing, I think the Bills are gonna have a ton of energy in that stadium. It's their first playoff game. So yeah, I think they win, and I don't think it matters if Tua's out there. I think he'll put up more of a fight, but in the long run, it won't matter. So let's go ahead and get to that second game on Sunday. One that's going to be a little important. I'm sure G will be, in his big blue tighty whities, watching the Giants play. And his
hold on. I don't wear big blue tighty whities.
Snuggly Giants jerseys.
You heard?
All right, man. So while you watching the game in your Daniel Jones thong, man, like who are your predictions? How do you expect this one to go? You haven't been too hype on your team all year, so now that y'all are in the dance, how do you really see it going?
Listen. We'll be playing in Philadelphia next weekend. You hear me? Because if Vegas is telling me to ride any kind of curse, you ride the 4 o'clock Vikings curse. At 4 o'clock, those sons of bitches can't win a fucking football game. Ningún football game. So I'm taking the Giants. So what's the spread on that, Nick?
+3.
And they're only giving them +3 at home, bro. I'm taking that too. I'm taking the Giants to win and to cover. And I'm gonna come on. If we lose next week, I'm coming here on a blue G string. So you better pray that we win.
Sure, my boy. Sure.
Ass out and all, you heard? Ass out and all.
Scruff, who you got? Vikings, Giants.
Pause.
I got Vikings. Take Vikings -3, lock of the week.
Lock of the week. My man,
Lock of the week. I might add points to that. I might go minus. I might go -10. On that
yeah, 1 week.
He ain't doing that shit, America.
I'll go up to -6.
You capping. You capping.
Comfortably.
Y'all not gonna win.
Yeah, so put the -6 when you make your parlay. Post it up on the gram to show America what you got going on, so they can believe that bullshit.
I don't got a gram, so
now post it up on Good Ass Sports.
Next,
Bryce, how you feeling? How you feeling about that Giants Vikings?
I don't know, Ron. I think that +3 is because both of those teams, damn near every game they played this season has gone to the last second. If you watch any Giants games, you watch any Vikings games, you know both of them teams have lived on being a last second team. So like, this team can be a last second team one more time, bro. It's this the best time of the year to be able to win last second games, and yeah, both those teams have proven they can do it. I lean towards the Vikings though, but G makes a good point with that 4 o'clock curse they got. I got Vikings, and I think Vikings outpace that line. I think Vikings beat them by more than 3 points.
Yeah, so Vikings are my Super Bowl pick from the preseason.
Yes, I
And when
remember. Hey, Rome, I gotta say, when you made that pick, I thought you was crazy. The same way I thought G was crazy, but now it looks like a good pick. So shout out to you, bro.
I mean, yeah, they are
yeah,
in the running.
I'm still rocking with the Vikings. When I saw that they got the Giants for the playoff game, my first initial thought was blowout. Um, but you know me, man. I'm a football enthusiast, so I had to look at it. The Giants have an excellent pass rush. That's actually one of the better things about their defense, and that's the Achilles heel of the Vikings. So this is my upset alert. I don't think the Giants are going to win this game, but the Vikings are on an upset alert. If there is because every wild card weekend, every year in the NFL, there's some crazy wild card team that has no business beating somebody, and the Giants could be that team. They could be that team this year. Because what's his name? Brian Daboll, the head coach. I don't think we did coach of the year when we did our awards. But he would have been in the running for sure. He's one of the top.
He would have been in the running. He would have won it. He's winning it.
One of the top candidates.
He's in the running, G.
One of the top candidates.
I forgot. I'm talking about y'all drinking off that Gatorade you got back there, man.
I got to rock with my Vikings, my Super Bowl pick. I'll take them by 3, and I think this one goes into OT, man. I think this one's going to be a nail-biter.
Bro, who's going to guard Justin Jefferson in the blue jersey? Stop it.
Nobody.
Look at G's face. Look at G's face.
I'm not hitting there right now because come game time,
somebody that knows they don't got nobody to guard Justin Jefferson.
Listen.
It's gonna be a long day, bro.
I bet. Remember, they had to kick a 61-yard field goal to beat us. Just remember that.
Hey,
and this time that shit not happening again.
Justin Jefferson over 150 yards. Remember that I said it, bro. Justin Jefferson plus 150 on the receiving yard prop, bro.
I like that prop.
That's not a bad one. All right, the next game on Sunday is Sunday night. Ravens-Bengals, a rematch from this past Sunday, but this one's going to look a lot different, even if Lamar is not in. I feel like the Ravens kind of mailed that last game in, given the seeding was kind of already played out. So how do you think this one goes? It's kind of like the Dolphins game. If there's no Lamar, are we giving them a shot at all? Anyone giving them a shot without Lamar?
What's the spread? What's the spread so far?
-7 for the Bengals.
And Bengals are home, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Oh, bro. I matter of fact, let me give Seattle some respect. They're not going to lose by 21. Seattle's going to lose by 14. Let me be nice.
Man, change his mind. All right.
But what the Bengals are about to do to the Ravens, now that's going to be an ass whooping. That's going to be a 23 blowout. Bengals.
See, I don't know. I don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to play or not. I think if Lamar Jackson plays, maybe it'll be somewhat of a close game, but I still don't think they have a chance. If Lamar Jackson doesn't play, you might as well get something to watch on Netflix with the wife.
Yeah, I agree with that one. If there's no Lamar, then probably gonna spend my Sunday night doing something else. So the NFL needs Lamar to play, not just the Ravens. I think Roger Goodell might call the Ravens and say, "Hey, y'all need to pay this man because we need him on TV. We need these ratings." Go ahead and jump in, Bryce.
Didn't he just play the middle linebacker? Didn't there was a report that there was
they just paid Roquan, and he represented himself in the deal, similar to how Lamar is doing. So something's up.
This guy came 3 months ago, and they already paid him his bag. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Something's up.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro.
Okay.
If Lamar Jackson plays, the Ravens are gonna win that football game, bro.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Lamar Jackson plays, the Ravens are winning, and I'm putting big bread on it because the line I don't think is gonna change much either way.
So we shouldn't even touch that game until they announce he's playing. Then don't even put that on your ticket.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win. Bro, he's gonna be Joe Burrow with nobody.
Yes,
he did in the beginning of the season
after not playing for weeks.
Well, you got Mark and he's still gonna have Mark and bro. He gonna have nobody. You got Mark Andrews. They got all their running backs come back. Kenyon Drake cooking again.
Bruh.
They got Edwards back. Is Dobbins? How is Dobbins? Did Dobbins come out of that healthy? I mean, Dobbins is always a question mark. But if they got 3 running backs, because that's what they do, they got to have more than one running back. And it was hurting when they only had one, bro. It was like a few weeks they only had Dobbins. A few weeks they only had Edwards. A few weeks they only had Drake. They need all of those running backs at once because you got to take pressure off Lamar Jackson. They don't have a passing game, at least as far as the receivers go. So you got to take the pressure off of those guys, off of that quarterback. But I think it can work. Lamar coming back. What's going to happen is, bro, what you're not factoring in, Spruff, is the energy a guy like Lamar coming back brings. And that's hard to factor in. That's very hard to account for. Lamar comes back is gonna bring that team so much energy, bro. They're gonna be going crazy, man. I got the Ravens if Lamar come back. But if not, Bengals by mouth.
Now, my other Super Bowl pick at the top of the year was the Baltimore Ravens. So if Lamar is playing, which I also believe he will, that's a whole nother, topic on if he will or if he won't. But I believe he'll be out there, and I believe the Ravens will win this game in another nail biter.
Damn, a purple on purple Super Bowl, Ron?
Hey, everything is purple. Everything is purple. Everything is purple. Y'all know that one? Yeah, ASAP.
Oh,
are we missing any games yet? Did we hit on
Nah,
that?
so the last game of the wild card weekend will be played Monday night. Dallas is going to Tampa Bay, and I got a funny feeling. I think I know where we're all leaning on this one. So last game of the weekend, fellas. Who you guys got? Dallas.
What's the spread?
Scruff's the spread, man.
Plus 2.5 for Tampa.
Wow.
Damn, they're giving time. They won't give Brady the whole 3. Damn.
Yeah, they've been
keep in mind we just saw my Commanders make the Cowboys look silly, or maybe the Cowboys just made themselves look silly, depending on how you want to view it. But the Buccaneers have looked bad all season.
I'll take on this. So this upset alert right here, man. Thomas Patrick Brady. I don't know if that's his middle name. Thomas Kiss. He's gonna do one last good little performance. He's gonna do just enough to beat Dallas, and Dallas is gonna catch the loss. They're gonna be running the funny business tapes on Propaganda PN. It's gonna be one of those. Dallas is gonna heartbreak hotel, and Brady's gonna have one last performance. He's not gonna go on a run. It's gonna be like a poo-poo game, like 21-14 type situation. Dallas is gonna just lose it. They're gonna blow it, or they're gonna blow them out. So it's one or the other.
So I like Tampa to win this one. I think Dallas Dak it's gonna come down to Dak. It's gonna come down to what we see from Dak. If we saw what we saw from Dak last week, then Dallas has no chance because Brady's not gonna have a performance that bad. Not one like Dak just had. And then that defense, I think Dallas has a decent defense, but I think it's very overhyped. I think Diggs is gonna have his hands full, whether he's covering Evans or Godwin. So I think Brady will be able to get some yards and get some points on the board. So really, it'll just come down to if Dak can really keep up. If Dak's gonna be that dude, or if he's gonna throw back-to-back picks to Kendall Fuller, like just staring down his receiver on the out route. So I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get from Dak if you're a Dallas fan, and that's got to be disheartening.
Word. That's a good point, Rome. Because I think for the Cowboys, it really does come down to Dak. But I think for the Bucs, it comes down to can you stop the run? Is Tony Pollard going to be available for this game? Any news on that?
He should be.
He's good to go.
It's looking that way.
So you got Pollard and Zeke, man. The Bucs in the past, I've questioned them in the run game at times over these last couple seasons, man. It seems like they've been susceptible to getting gashed at times. They're going to have to stop. They're going to have to stop Zeke. They're going to have to stop Pollard. If not, I think Dallas wins that game. So that's what I'll be watching. And then from Dallas' side, like you said, Ron, Dak's got to be on this game because if it comes down to a duel with Brady, you've got to have a lot in your arsenal. I think Dak's got the weapons. The question is, does he have the arm to get it done this season? It's been up and down. When it's been good, it's been good. When it's been bad, it's looked funny. So we'll see. But I lean towards the Bucs in this game.
With me being the last one, I'm gonna go with Dallas on this one, man. I'm gonna have to ride Dallas's wave, man. I don't see Dallas losing to this sorry ass Bucks team, man. I don't give a fuck if you're Tom Brady. And not to say he's gonna fall off the cliff. These guys have been playing terrible all year long. All year long. The teams that they're beating to get to the playoffs are a bunch of bad teams. And now I know Dallas has never given us 2 bad weeks back to back. I think this is the week that Dallas cements the playoff run. They get it going. I think they beat Tom Brady in a nail biter, and they win by 2 points.
So yeah, that bet y'all had between the two of y'all, who'd you take in that bet? Who'd you take, Dallas? Or...
I took Dallas.
Okay, so it's gonna end the same way for you.
No, not this time around. This time around is gonna be. This time around, Dak is gonna be healthy, and this time they're gonna use the 2 running backs. Last time they played, they didn't use both running backs.
On Dallas this whole season, bro. You really loved them from like day one to now, bro.
It's like
it was just that for me. It's just like Dallas. They started off slow. You got Dak that got hurt, and this year around the defense was holding it together until the second half. Now this playoff time, I believe in Dallas. I'm not gonna be a Dallas hater this time around.
You're conditionally programmed, so I don't blame you. But you're wrong.
Bro, man, you have a bunch of nuts in your mouth not too long ago, bro. Fuck out my face, man. Talking about men's balls. What the fuck, man? Conditionally programmed. Bro, it sounds like you was at a Frank stand for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. Fuck? Fuck? Conditionally programmed. I don't know what else told me that. He just insulted me using big words over there, buddy.
Conditionally programmed.
You you secretly you hate teams, but you secretly love them is what it is. So I get it.
No. I hate you Eagles fans. I just gotta deal with y'all because y'all my mans in them. See, I hate Washington fans, but I deal with them because they're my mans in them.
So
I hate Dallas fans.
Secretly, you in the closet. You got a Dallas Cowboys shrine in your closet. That's what it is. You secretly like that shit.
Why you trying to disrespect me on the live for? Like I don't know where you live at.
you like Trump veto. You like Dallas.
I'm just saying because for me it was like, Dallas was the only team that I knew that I thought in our division. Right, we all came into the season knowing only one team. We all thought one team was gonna make it out of here, except for Nick. Nick felt that it was gonna beat the Eagles that's just because he's a homer. But besides that, we all thought here that Dallas is going to be that team to go into the playoffs from our division and go pretty deep. I didn't think the Eagles were going to make it.
I thought Dallas was going to be all right. I didn't think the Eagles were going to be as good as they did. I can say that.
Yeah,
but I can also sit here and say that both my Super Bowl picks are currently in the playoffs. Can everybody say that?
Bro, please say it now. Why you still can't?
Wait.
I can. I said the Chiefs and the Eagles.
I know I said the Bills, so I've been taking the Bills for 3 years straight now. But I don't know, bro. Did we do official tissue Super Bowl picks? Or did Rome just one day randomly just say he felt like the Vikings were going to the Super Bowl? I remember him saying Vikings. I never remember him saying Ravens, bro.
I've been on the Vikings and Ravens the whole time. All right. Purple Super Bowl.
No, I'm not denying that was your Super Bowl picks from day one. I just don't remember us saying that. I don't remember us doing a segment of Super Bowl.
We may not have. We may not have.
I think Rome had a prediction. G had a prediction. We had a hot take prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I know I took the Bills from the AFC, but I'm gonna take the Bills until they win one.
Good luck with that.
I know my hot take was Miami, but if I really have to look at it right now, and I go off my hot take, I might actually say it's between the Chiefs and the 49ers. We're gonna have that replay of that Super Bowl.
Can we add a little hot sauce segment right here? I'm gonna add some guarantees for the weekend. Guaranteed playoff proclamations by yours truly. So first one is an already $20 coming from G's Cash App on Sunday. I guarantee that Lamar Jackson. I guarantee the Ravens will lose in the first round. Guarantee that. I also guarantee that. What else? I also guarantee that the Bengals will make it to the AFC Championship game. I guarantee that the Eagles will be in the NFC Championship game. Also guarantee that 49ers will be in the NFC Championship game. And that's all I got for right now.
All of these guarantees.
That was a little spicy.
We're gonna run these guarantees back in a segment we'll call non-guaranteed.
I'll give you one though. I'll give you some, man. I'll go on the limb and I'll say that I guarantee Justin Herbert gets the dub over Trevor Lawrence on the road. And just for one more, man, this one's not too crazy, but I'll guarantee Tom Brady over Dallas too.
Lukewarm, at best.
Yeah.
All right, I guarantee Evan Ingram scores 2 touchdowns against the Chargers this weekend.
My man giving player props in the guarantees. I feel it. I like it, bro. I'm gonna go with that guarantee. I hope that player prop hits.
And just to sprinkle one a little bit on top, I guarantee the 49ers defense to score a touchdown this weekend. I don't know why y'all posted up that school paragraph up.
I don't know either, bro. We got spammed out. But hey, G, I like this ticket you're building. Now you started off with one player prop, G, and now you're building a ticket. So keep at it. Give me your next guarantee, but I'm writing these down now. Keep building the ticket, bro.
So I have Evan Ingram scoring 2 touchdowns, 49ers defense to score. Let me have Let me put one for the Vikings. You know what? Fuck it. Justin Jefferson to have less than 90 yards.
Oh, hell no. You
That's where you lost. Did I have more than 90 yards?
Your whole ticket just went in the trash. Your ticket just got balled up at the counter.
He's not having more than 90 yards. He's not getting more than 90 yards.
Boy. Justin Jefferson over 150 this week. Stop.
I'm telling you, no more than 90 yards. No more than 90 yards. I'm telling you.
To set the single season receiving record. If that was a prop, I'd bet it. But nah, man, I don't got no guarantees, guys. Y'all missed me with that one, man. I can't make any guarantees off this week.
I'm telling y'all, guarantee the Giants win against the Vikings. Vikings don't win at 4:00 on a prime time game.
No. Okay, no, I know my guarantees. I guarantee Justin Jefferson goes over 150 yards.
That's fair.
Wild card weekend is a hard weekend to guarantee. This is an unpredictable weekend, but
my guarantee stretch will keep you full all month.
Yeah.
Y'all noticed, right? Y'all noticed that you guys picked all the home teams to win, right? This weekend?
Nah.
Yes, you have.
I picked the Chargers. Everybody else is home. I picked the Chargers and the Ravens. Too. Everybody else is home though.
I picked the Chargers too.
So you're all going with the Chargers. Y'all see how this works, right?
I might switch my Dallas pick, but I didn't guarantee that one.
Just pay attention. When it comes to there's anything that gambling has taught me is always a 50-50 split on the wild card weekend.
Oh, I got
half the home teams win, half the away team win.
Yo, add this to these player props. Zeke Elliott's gonna score a touchdown, guaranteed.
I'll take
every
that.
week since October 2nd or 16th.
Yeah.
He scored against you guys?
Yep.
Oh shit! Yeah, because he is the red zone run line. Yeah, running back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's a nice one to put on your player prop. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, man. Well, we done filled up a lot of player props. We gave out a lot of player props tonight for the fans, man. Anything else anybody want to get out before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Commandos. I just had to say that.
Yeah, I got nothing this week. You know, I'm chilling. My squad is comfortable. We're not facing elimination. We're not eliminated. You know, so it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. I don't got nothing to say against y'all Commanders, man. Y'all boys fought hard in the season.
I don't know how this shit became about the Commanders.
I don't know how any of this became about the Commanders. This happens every week. This happens every week.
In every show, Rome. Get out of here.
I think we
dudes want to make this about the Commanders.
Sports for the culture, man.
Deporte por la cultura. Nah, cause just